is the third highest preventable cause of death in the United States, according to the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse. So, alcohol can obviously cause a lot of problems. So, I just wanted to touch on a few different types of problems it can cause. First, I want to talk about the health issues it can cause. First, the main organ that we think of when we think of alcohol is the liver, so it really can affect the liver a lot. First, it could cause jaundice, which is the yellowing of your skin or your eyes, and that's often a sign of an underlying disease. Next is cirrhosis, and that's the scarring of your liver tissue. That also causes a lot of other problems, and that can lead to death too, so that's very serious. Next, there's also things like liver failure and liver cancer. Other things, there's cardiovascular disease, and there's other cancers like mouth cancer, throat cancer, bowel cancer, and there's a lot of other different kinds. Next is the mental health issues. First, alcohol is a depressant, so it can cause issues with your blood pressure, and it can cause your heart rate to slow down, which can be dangerous, especially over a long period of time. Next, it can cause things like depression or anxiety in a lot of people. And then finally, it can cause people to be very angry or violent. And I think we've all heard an angry drunk, because I think that's pretty common. And that can be really dangerous too over time for yourself and others. Which leads me into the next kind of topic, is how it has issues with personal relationships. So according to the American Addiction Centers, well, that links with the anger issues, is that causes a lot of stress for others, like around you, that have to be around an angry, drunk person and take care of them. It can cause them a lot of stress and anxiety, and that can be hard on their health. Next, it can cause you to neglect your duties, like your job, school, if you have a spouse, or like certain hobbies that you like to do. An example of this would be if you're drinking on a weekday and then you wake up in the morning and you're not feeling well and you're really hungover, so you call out of work, and that's neglecting your duties because you're calling out of work, and especially if you're doing that chronically and really often, that can take a big toll on others around you and your own life. Another thing, a big thing, is drinking and driving. There's a lot of laws about that, and it is very dangerous, and that also causes a lot of deaths. And that's very dangerous for yourself and those around you, because there's a lot of people on the road, and that could lead to a lot of serious injuries and deaths. Next, I took a audience analysis. I asked 3 questions about alcohol. The first one was, do you drink alcohol? And I got 7 responses for these, and 6 said yes and 1 said no for the first question. Second, I asked how often, and the answers ranged from about once a day to every weekend. So I thought that was pretty normal. And then finally, I asked if they actually do know the negative effects of alcohol, and everyone said yes, and no one said no, and I thought that was interesting, because everyone said they actually do know the negative effects of alcohol, but also mostly everyone said they still drink alcohol or have, so I thought that was interesting, like an interesting kind of link. So I thought that I would also take the time to kind of list the reasons that I found online why people actually do drink, despite all the negative effects, like the scientific kind of reasons behind it. First, it's just enjoyable or fun. A lot of people like to drink on the weekends or socially out with their friends, and that's seen as like a fun thing to do. Next, people use it as a reason to like unwind after like a long hard day at work or school. People often say, oh, I need a drink after a hard day. I think that's a common phrase, so that's really popular reason. And then next, it's based off of emotions. So if someone's feeling very sad, or on the opposite side, very happy or wanting to celebrate something like a promotion at work or something, that's also a reason why they would drink alcohol. So you're probably wondering when these problems can occur. So I found that the healthy range is 1 drink a day for women and 2 drinks a day for men, but that can range a little bit based off health, weight, and tolerance level, things like that. But I say that the enjoying things in life in moderation is often the most beneficial way to live. Thank you.
Wasn't taking a drink of my ice.
Oh.
You literally
Should I
like
tell
an
you?
egg.